Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Persona 5 Royale Part 92. In the previous video we finished Sai's Palace and reached the flash forward point, and our multi-decade interrogation has finally come to an end, and we learned that Akechi was the one who betrayed us, which we kind of already pretty much knew. But it's been confirmed that he's a piece of shit, even though he did try and kill us in a social link. Kind of rude. I guess he didn't really try and kill us, but you know what I mean.
Akechi-kun? Why are you here?
Well, like, I couldn't win in a fair fight, so...
Why do you seem so surprised?
I needed my director to step in to get access, and I was directly responsible for this case.
Come on. You're not that dumb, lady.
How did you get approval?
For the same reason you did. I am heading up the investigation team after all. It's only natural I'd have the right to interrogate our culprit as well.
Who could have seen this coming?
They assigned you command?
That was a joke, of course. I'm merely here to assist with the public security interrogation. I am surprised it's this far underground, though. There aren't any others incarcerated here, yes?
Well, maybe.
Nobody would ever know if things got a little violent.
If I remember correctly, didn't you say there was another culprit besides the Phantom Thieves?
That was but a lie I spread to set them up. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I had deceived you too, Sai-san. After all, if you wish to trick your enemies, you must first trick your allies.
So it was you. You're the one who sold out the Phantom Thieves. I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to? My God. You're referring to him, aren't
Did you motherfuckers just do a flashback for something that happened literally 2 minutes ago? I mean, at least it was like in the last video.
Is there a
So
problem?
it feels a bit more applicable there, but like, I saw that shit like 3 minutes ago.
Akechi-kun, does this phone look familiar to you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip your dialogue, Akechi. I don't disrespect you or nothing.
What is this phone?
It belonged to the leader of the Phantom Thieves. I believe you'll need it for your investigation.
Not personally. I was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves myself, remember?
True. This is undoubtedly a great accomplishment. Good luck in there.
Foolish woman. May I ask that you accompany me? Going in unarmed to interrogate a murderer makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, you're such a loser, Akechi.
Huh? What are you?
I owe you for all of this.
I mean, it seems kind of weird that just a
Thanks.
random security guy would have like a silenced gun.
That's right. You and your little friends were vital to our plan.
Just seems like kind of
And
like a
now it
weird
will
thing
be
for them to have.
completed. Your popularity truly was quite stunning. That just made using you all the more worthwhile.
Like, I know that you're like mad and all, but you want to go to the jazz club because you still haven't finished your social link.
Have you finally pieced it all together? Case closed. This is how your justice ends.
How many times do you think you practiced that in the mirror? Well, alright, back to making curry. I mean, my assumption would be that's like something like in his head. Because of the foam thing. was saying, man, the trajectory and the forensics would not confirm that being a suicide. There'd be no gunpowder residue on his hands. It'd be the easiest thing to prove. I mean, granted, you know, of course, it's all corrupt, but in theory.
Shido-san, my job is complete.
I've told you not to call me by name.
Cut off that filthy, disgusting hair of yours.
Regardless, all that's left is to deal with the remnants.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Your office is kind of like not bonking. I would have expected better.
The continued deaths of these teenagers would be a bit much, don't you think? I considered making it appear they had a falling out, but that would only amplify public frenzy. It would be best to have each of them meet with an unfortunate accident once the storm blows over.
Is there any possibility they'll want to avenge their leader?
No chance. They're nothing but cattle anyway. They have no backbone without his guidance. I will keep my eye on them just in case, though.
I'll be counting on you.
They will live their lives cowering in fear of death. An apt punishment for obstructing our work.
Make sure to kill that strange cat once you find it as well.
He gives me the fucking
Understood.
heebie-jeebies.
Though I doubt there's anything to worry about. It's merely a cat, after all.
He doesn't know.
More importantly, they should be dealing with the suicide right about now. Things will become quite busy once the word gets out. I'll need to prepare my comments on the matter.
I must be prepared to deal with it on my end as well. Beyond that, what of the director of the Special Investigations Unit?
Perhaps he'll be struck by a mysterious illness sometime soon.
Ah!
No. It can't be.
Oh, allying myself with the forces of darkness has backfired on me. Ah, shit.
Even me. God damn it. Shit.
What was all that about, showing him this phone? The Phantom Thief Alibaba? Who is this?
I am Alibaba, a member of the Phantom Thieves. I inquire as to your justice, Sai Nijima.
Hey, Futaba, I'm not trying to judge you or nothing, but I feel like your voice changer could be a bit more aggressive because you can kind of just sounds like your normal voice with like a little bit of static on it.
How do they know I have this?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Goro Akechi is evil. He didn't come to interrogate the captured Phantom Thief. He came to kill him.
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
Because that makes sense. We somehow got the
Don't
gun
trust
off the
guard
guy,
either. He's
killed
an accomplice
him,
as well.
and then instead of trying to escape, blew our brains out. Yeah, that makes sense.
Now then, I'll tell you detailed steps to take. You must save him.
You want me to save him?
Huh?
What is it?
Nothing. Anyway, what brings you here? I thought you were done with your business.
Did anyone else stop by?
Well, nope, no, not at all.
Nobody?
There'd be no reason for anyone else to come down here.
Yeah, that'll
The
convince
guard
her.
will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So it's all true.
Of course it's true. Is something the matter?
It's Akechi-kun. He had to take a sudden call, so he won't be able to make it down today.
Huh?
I've been asked to handle things instead.
You? But
You know, if you stay here, they'll likely get rid of you to eliminate any evidence. I suggest you go into hiding at once if you value your life.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't say a word of what transpired here. Trust nobody. Forget this ever happened.
And thankfully the guard's a pushover. That was pretty helpful.
And now we return to our continued report. This morning, the police have announced that they've detained a suspect who may in fact be the leader of the Phantom Thieves group. The suspect is reported to be a young man.
Can I get you to look over here?
I thought they were gonna say
I'm
our name,
sorry.
man. But they skipped over it. We're just a young
So
man.
you got caught.
I was wondering how they were gonna
Something.
skip around it.
So the next shoot got me thinking. How about we have you do an idle thing, you know? That cool?
What a surprise to think that the one behind all this is just a minor.
But considering how quickly they announced his arrest, the police must surely be confident in the outcome of this case.
Well, I'll be. Goodness, look at you.
I guess we didn't tell
It's been a
anybody
while,
else
Ryuji.
about what's going on.
You stopped visiting so abruptly, everyone was worried about you. It's your second year, right? Are you still doing track and field? I'd love to see you run again.
Also, the young man continues to remain silent, refusing to implicate any potential accomplices. However,
Oh man,
considering the number
we're
of
so
charges
base.
brought against him,
I wonder if something happened.
Yeah.
police have no reason to
You seemed stumped for once. Not feeling it today?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not chiding you. Just do as normal at your own pace. With your skills, there's no need to worry about your future.
Yes.
Normal. Right.
He's just a high school student. How do you think he was contacting the others?
The police here can search any online communications. His accomplices may slip up eventually.
Still,
I don't know
it
what that
seems the Phantom
means.
Thieves' most
I don't know what that
recent
means
targets
either.
have gone comatose. Actual harm has been done here.
Given the
Data
lack of
stream
physical
cowboy?
violence, their method is still a mystery. Regardless, the police are looking into attempted murder charges.
You never turned it in? That's quite the surprise. I thought I lost it this whole time.
I'm sorry.
Well, your grades are excellent. And you're student council president.
This is a cool
I'm sure
sequence,
you'll be
though.
admitted anywhere you apply. That one phantom thief should have followed your example.
Slap the shit out of
You
Makoto.
hear? It seems he was caught. Some high schooler. I wonder why he turned to a life of crime.
We also received information that the young man was placed on probation for assault.
Because of his previous record, he had to leave his hometown. Perhaps his motive lies there.
I believe your father can rest in
Holy
peace
shit, you get to
now.
talk again?
That phantom thief could never have changed anything.
Character
Only a
I would have
handful of
not
people
expected
are
to talk
qualified
again.
to alter the world. So you've been coming home late. That's what I've heard. I make a good playmate, you know.
We have breaking news. The young man being held in custody has committed suicide.
What if we had
The police have
finished Hardy
confirmed his
Social Link
death.
and killed that guy?
Details have not been released. To repeat, the suspect has committed suicide while in
Custody. This station will continue to report any further updates as they arrive.
It may be difficult to uncover his methods now. Perhaps that's why he decided to take this course of action.
It can't be.
It's the most emotion Yusuke's ever shown.
You're shitting me. We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Okay, so everyone did at least know. Or at least Ryuji knew.
It would seem as though you have been killed.
Yep, you know.
But why were you killed?
I don't know, man.
Why did you have to die? Do you remember? It seems you forgot an important fact while your consciousness was hazy. Indeed, Your death was a necessity for your escape from certain doom.
Yep. I've always been talking about
Tremendous
that.
plan. How might you be capable of executing such a feat? Well then, let us rouse the memories which are missing.
First time I sensed something was off. That's right, it was during the school festival.
Hey, they're going. You realized it too, then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me.
You can't trust him.
My thoughts exactly. It was your social studies trip. We met him in the hallway of that TV station. There's no way that this is the first time he's heard my voice. This whole deal feels sketchy.
Let's do some research.
Yeah, that was my plan too.
The TV station thing is really cool. That's like maybe the coolest thing the game's done.
Okay, let's get everyone on the same page right away. There's something else we want you to look into.
Yeah, Ketchy's fucking evil, by the way. We should have come out. Could we come out and say that? Like, oh, he like tried to shoot us. It was kind of weird.
If it's possible, I want to eavesdrop on their phone conversation. That'll be tough.
You can do it.
I agree. I'd have to plant a bug directly on the phone. So it's impossible even for you. I didn't say it was impossible. Okay, I've got a plan.
That didn't take long. Get pinched? I thought you were gonna pinch him.
That's perfect.
Don't you mean it's perfect? Understand that?
Of course I did.
I was gonna do something. Wonder if it'll be okay.
This is gonna be fun. I can't wait.
I see. So we're going to use this place.
It'll be a gamble.
I think it's gonna work. You can't tell a thing.
Yeah, so it was like a fake cognition.
It seems you finally remember.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
This game,
you know, something
is
along those
not
lines.
Over yet. There are still things that must be done.
My memories are starting to become clear. Right. This is what really happened to me at that moment. Yeah, let's see the main character get his brains blown out again. Yeah, yeah. Brains. Brains. We want your brains, Akechi. Smiling imp emoji. I mean, the story, it's finally started to do something 100 hours in, and it's doing some cool stuff. I'll give it that. At 3%, holding strong. The real fucking diehards. We need to give them like a badge on the site. Everyone who voted yes. Right? It's probably like 2% trolls and like 1% is just like Mishima's alt accounts. God, they arrested one of the Phantom Thieves. No way! I expected to commit suicide. He's a murderer. He deserves to die. And finally breathe easy now. Killed himself, huh? Guess we'll never know his motivation. I'll let you guys have that one. because, you know, you don't have any reason to expect the police to have assassinated us, probably. And, you know, us being arrested for murder and then killing ourselves is a little sus. I think my consciousness is about to fade away.
Hey, are you alright? Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination. Are you listening?
Is the effect of the drug wearing off? Memories I thought were gone are starting to come back.
Are you listening?
What are we talking about?
You weren't paying attention? Well, I guess I can see how you'd be lost in thought right now.
I mean, you guys did just say I have to get shot in the head. It's kind of fucked up.
Anyway, we need to talk about how to get out of this situation.
Futaba's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed it. He did indeed have an ulterior motive.
And it's cool that we're finally out. So this is definitely the way I kind of wanted it to play out, where it was the whole like getting captured thing was like on purpose. Because you spend the entire game just getting outsmarted by everyone, so actually getting the outsmart at the end is cool.
It's on a completely different level than just that.
Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns. His offer to assist us was simply a ploy to frame the Phantom Thieves and kill him. If we go into Sis's palace as he suggests, we'll likely be met by a large ambush of police forces.
To think he would be this far gone. I know now what it means to feel a chill down my spine. Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace.
If the 8 of us can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible. He may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment.
So, this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us.
He made us go after Okumura. Then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him. And he told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time!
Well, technically he wasn't lying then.
The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister, he was really just some homicidal maniac. Come on, we've got to take that bastard Akechi down. Isn't that recording we got enough proof to do it?
Not really, no.
No. Akechi is merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere. The grand mastermind behind this all. An unimaginable fiend capable of arranging the murder of a suspect inside of a police station.
Unless we find out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi.
But what means do we have of learning his identity?
We'll have to make Akechi say it. Though once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us.
Bro, he's just like a guy.
I think that will be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity.
I mean, one push almost killed him.
The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes. If he realizes that's no longer possible and abandons that plan, he may opt to kill us immediately.
Damn it! So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard's suggestion.
But if we go into the palace like we're told, he'll get arrested, and then Akechi will kill him.
Nah, man, our skull is real strong.
Palace.
We have endured.
The palace.
Actually, there's something I'd like to say regarding...
Aha! We can use the palace to our advantage!
What's this all of a sudden?
There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off of us, all while learning his identity. Really?
You gotta be kidding me!
What you mean, for real?
If he wants to kill the guy, why not let him? That is, inside of a palace.
Yes, we could have him kill the cognitive version, all the while believing he killed the real one.
Yeah, that's it!
It seems that's our only option.
I mean, it's real easy to just say that shit.
Listen close,
Can we
everyone.
do that?
I have a plan for how we can carry this operation out.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent.
Well, to be fair, we're silent often. Like, usually we go about, 2 months before we do anything, and then we're just like, hey, we did something, see ya.
However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where
Yeah,
are
did we
they?
tell Shojiro? Does he know what's going on? I mean, probably just, Futaba told him to, trust her, but...
Waiting upstairs. Go tell him to come on down. I'm gonna fetch him.
Because as far as you know, he doesn't know about all the supernatural shit.
You're her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan, I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this past summer.
Yeah, sorry about trying to get you sent away to like a foster home that would have like ruined your fucking life. Oh, yeah, my bad.
It's ancient history now.
Get it? Because it was like a pyramid?
Man, that goddamn detective.
Look who's here.
Oh, hello.
Hey, you big bastard.
How've you been?
Go see.
You're not floating.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
Well, thankfully there's laws that protect minors, so our identity didn't get broadcast on the public TV. So can we just go back to school now?
You weren't told anything? I heard my sister brought him here.
I mean, I'm guessing that's what they're going for, right? Because you would think as soon as we're seen out in public, they'd be like, didn't you fucking die?
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
I mean, you could have explained quickly.
Hey, shouldn't we tell boss what really happened?
Okay, so there was this guy and we like pushed him and then he like almost died, and then I got convicted of assault, and then I was coming over here and then like this long-nosed guy came up and he said, oh, the fucking world's gonna end unless you stay in prison. And I said, what? And then I was trying to go to school, and then Ryuji was like stalking me because he's a weirdo, and then we were like in a castle, and then we learned my anime superpowers, and then boom, bada bing, fast forward several months, we were like solving crime, and then there was like another guy who like has superpowers, and he's like doing bad stuff with his superpowers, and like us, we're doing like good stuff with our superpowers, and then like we kept getting tricked over and over again, but then finally we came up with an idea to trick the bad guy, and then I died, and now I'm here. You follow that?
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Middle what?
Hold on a sec. Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
It was Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he did kind of challenge us to a duel to the death. Kind of weird, but Akechi messed up.
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
No.
That wasn't something we could simply bring up. We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
I think he's gonna answer our phone calls. That's what we should do. If he doesn't know that we're alive, we call him up and we send ghostly messages. Akechi! Akechi! You will be punished in the afterlife! I'll freak him the fuck out, man.
I can't keep up with any of this stuff. So what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
Please let me say pancakes. Please let me say pancakes. Please let me say pancakes.
He slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
Oh, yo, Morgana can talk, by the way.
You mean a cat?
God, if it had come up with a dialogue option and I just got to say pancakes, the game would have actually been a 10 out of 10.
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Yeah, what happened to Morgana? Where is... Because I know I thought about that back to when they were doing all... Oh, there's Morgana over there. Okay, you just haven't talked yet. I thought about that during the what you call it? The anime cutscene where I was showing everyone's reactions and, like, Morgana didn't get a sequence.
Sorry, was that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
I just hear meowing.
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
Yeah, real fucking vulgar. Honestly, I can't believe he said that shit.
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
Well, not us. We've always been able to hear Morgana.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona
Same with
talks like a
Ryuji.
normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality.
It just makes sense, okay?
It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
Yeah, definitely. 100% figured that shit out.
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
Okay, don't call it a mega hint. You're making me feel dumb. That's rude.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake.
Is that true? I don't know. I think I was busy talking about pancakes.
That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
And since he was lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
It seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
Yeah, we definitely got lucky.
That said, we weren't so naive to overlook something like that.
Yeah, I'd never overlook something like that. I mean, granted, it's not like I was like, oh man, I can't believe Akechi's evil. I was saying Akechi was fucking evil from the start.
That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone.
And the game did gaslight me a little bit into thinking he wasn't evil, and then I was like, oh wait, no, never mind. He is evil again.
I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly. Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act! After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
Shojiro, that's my line.
Yes, the guard will be one of ours.
That was Ryuji talking, by the way, in case you couldn't tell.
After to destroy the evidence, though.
So they planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will I, of course.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi. Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station. That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my
Yeah,
cognitive
what was
world?
up with that? Because, like, we didn't do a change of heart, right? Like, she should still be kind of, like, fucked up.
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the
Unless
conditions
maybe you
we
could just say that
needed.
the interrogation was like a real world change of heart.
What conditions?
First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing.
Brings back memories, man.
You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't
Just
any
does some
distortions
Yuji.
around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
It was a great idea, Makoto.
Yeah, it's good we have her heading up our operations.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
Yeah, you guys weren't there, but she committed an assault a few weeks ago.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi.
No, that's our thing. We have a rivalry with Akechi.
But I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis. The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
That goes for the both of us. We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
I'm sorry.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result, even though we managed to grab the treasure, we couldn't get it out of the metaverse. Except that was all an act. We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand and merely acted like we were taking the treasure. This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
Oh, use like the phone or something.
All I needed were the coordinates.
Seems like you use this laptop to remotely access the metaverse. You can do that? Asking her about it would drag the conversation on too long. I should talk to her later. What? They just hit you with the... Yeah, it just fucking works. I don't know. Shut up.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been
Because I mean, that's really my only question was how did they switch over to the metaverse like that? Because they didn't say any of the keywords. Like how did just picking up the phone cause it to switch over?
It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room.
I mean, they literally didn't explain the one thing that needed to be explained.
Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
He was a smiling imp.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
I couldn't see it either. I'm just glad I didn't die, man.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well.
But like, no, seriously, how'd the fucking phone thing work? Like, that's the one thing that needed to be explained.
I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Because it works in a way that does not jive with all of our understanding of how activating the metaverse works.
Huh. Astounding.
Because like, even if you established, okay, she can remote access the app from her laptop, how does she know the timing?
I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation.
I mean, I don't even need like a detailed explanation. I'm just annoyed that they just like glossed over it and said, I don't know, it'd be too hard to explain. Like, I mean, you could have fed me basically anything and I would have bought it. Like, you could even just said, oh, as soon as the phone was activated, that's when we knew the timing to execute the app or something. That would have taken like 2 sentences.
Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
We're pretty good at it. Don't remember drugs.
Understandable. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture.
I wasn't confident. I had no faith in her.
Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
I wonder how many times the phrase true culprit shows up in this game.
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
Well, here's a follow-up question that I forgot to ask earlier. When they talked about how they swapped the treasure, or like they had a fake briefcase prepared, what about the real treasure? Where was it? Because we never picked it up. Like, it was never shown us picking it up, I guess? Granted, I don't think they ever actually show you picking up the briefcase either. Which is something I did kind of notice at the time, but I didn't point it out because I'm like, oh, that's like nitpicking. About like, well, where'd they get the briefcase from?
I've kind of figured out that
I'm pretty sure they don't
made
show you
Akechi
picking it
kill
up.
a
It's just
fake.
that one of the characters kind of comes in off screen and they have the briefcase in their hand. And I just kind of assumed it was because, well, you already know the treasure's a briefcase from the opening.
But what did you do about the body?
Oh, well, there like isn't one.
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide.
Oh yeah, I didn't even, yeah, okay, I get what his question is now. Yeah, that does make sense.
That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
So shouldn't like one of the people have been like, hey, what happened? There's no body in here. I guess maybe they just assumed it had already been moved.
The bad guys have that much influence?
Murder in a police station would be reckless otherwise. We also knew of a possible conspirator.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him. The callous use of violence, and even drugs, is utterly abnormal.
Maybe the drugs is abnormal.
If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died. I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
Hell the breeze.
How tough are you?
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against.
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
Yo, Ryuji was the only one who like didn't freak out.
Can it, Cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
I mean, it has only been like a day.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry
Like day and a
until you
half.
confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander.
Hey, that guy's dead, by the way.
What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you. You saved me, after all.
That's reassuring to hear.
I'll do whatever I can to help too. Just let me know. Let's take a break for now, though. This old brain is pooped. Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get together to talk. You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Are you sure?
No more getting black mold from the attic?
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs.
What do you mean we can't leave?
It's not like this
My
place is the
social links.
liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss for me.
Let us accept his
Come
offer.
on, you guys can give me like an extra like 2 weeks of free
great
time,
man.
right? What about Kasumi? Is she like, what does she think about all this?
That sounds familiar.
It's me, Akechi.
Enter.
I was gonna be all honest. Your office is pretty pathetic.
That's
No
the
wonder you
death
want to take over
certificate
the
of
world.
principal offender, correct? Is there a problem with it?
No, nothing in particular. More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
I had him work quite
Yeah,
substantially.
one of those
on
strokes that
forging
makes you
evidence.
bleed black blood out of your eyes.
His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves' interrogation room, too.
The SIU is in disarray with his death. I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
So, Akechi, you're gonna kill this guy, right? Like, 100%?
All possible hindrances are now gone.
Or at least try?
There's no
I don't
doubt
know.
that this election is mine.
And on to our next story, the snap election for the House of Representatives. Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears. Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in them yet anyways.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Well, the Phantom Thieves are back together. We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
How?
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Yes, but they haven't.
Akechi
I mean,
accidentally
granted, they
let
don't
that
have anywhere
slip
near the
after
amount of
murder.
information that the audience does.
He said, Shido-san.
Shido. Feels like I've heard that somewhere.
He is unmistakably a man of power if he has such strong connections to the police.
Wait, go back. Because he did say that, but you guys should have no knowledge of that. Right? Like, there's no way you could have monitored the cognitive room? Correct? Unless, like, the phone bug was still working, maybe? And so they had... I guess they could be that. I'll I'll just buy that as the explanation. But even then, would it be active if he's not on the phone?
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Who?
Oh, Lord.
I believe he's a politician. Remember, Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
For real?
It's certainly possible that Shido is the mastermind.
Huh? Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility. First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
No!
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses.
We'll make him have a change of heart, no matter what it takes. Mom.
Shido, huh?
What is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this.
Okay, so he does know him?
Just based on the connections I had from my previous job. I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido. From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved. But there wasn't anything I could do, so I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
You guys would have definitely
spoiled
gone
the
after him if
surprise.
I had. He would have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties. Boss was one of those parties.
And then I threatened to take his daughter away.
I would never have imagined all of this was connected. The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
Bro, why would you want to be the Prime Minister? Wouldn't you just want to be fucking rich? That's way better.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think too much would change in the world.
The issue is simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always.
Meow, you mean?
Then let's check the nav.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister. Got a hit! Well, duh. It ain't a surprise he has one.
I mean, I'd like it if he didn't have a palace. He was just like, I'm fucking evil to the core, dog.
Where would the location be?
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
Ain't nothing twisted over here, except for my own evilness.
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent. Any ideas?
I don't know, the Capitol building? Yeah, the Diet building.
We got a hit!
How arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the Diet building?
And he sees it as a palace. Come on. Let's go full circle.
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right?
But we have to.
Hell yeah! Nobody against it?
Of course!
We could also kill Akechi first. I mean, put him in prison.
He will be a worthy opponent.
Let's win this together.
Time for revenge.
Then it's unanimous.
All we gotta do now is figure out what he thinks that Diet building place is.
A palace.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
Come on, give Science Ventura personas. Fucking do it.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th.
That's a long ways away.
That means we need it done by the 17th.
It's best we hurry before they discover there's no body in the morgue.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the Diet Building after school.
Like, I can't go to school anymore, right?
That reminds me. What are you gonna do about school? You can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
I mean, our identity was never announced, right? They just said it was this high schooler.
Miss Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's what I told the school.
Don't let him find out you're alive then, alright? This whole thing would be for nothing.
Can I hang out with Haru and Futaba? And my nighttime social links?
What do you mean?
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches. Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time. He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with
I
assassination.
mean, let's not say made. Maybe Akechi's into that shit.
A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
We'll be making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide.
Oh, I thought you guys were about to say we're about to murder this man.
Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
And then they shoot us.
Everyone's gonna flip.
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
We're intellectuals, you know.
Yeah, bitch.
That's why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed. What frightening teenagers.
But the true battle has only just begun. We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
So they're really giving us like 3 weeks just to do the palace?
Finally made it this far.
Like,
it's already been 2.5 years.
Come on, you're not really gonna maybe not do any social links? Come on. Just a little, just a nugget?
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy. Because of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers. If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I did.
Because Oshido doesn't know shit.
Thought you
so Akechi is definitely killing this man.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic and erased any trace of that scandal.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or mental shutdown? And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
I don't believe that shit.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research. I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
Any suspicions should be snubbed out. Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had an active public prosecutor's office director on our side, until recently.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information. Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
This country's affairs have become stagnant. The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests.
Come on, bro. Can't really be saying that shit with a straight face.
The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
I must agree.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals. Which is why I made them suspects. Prosecute the targets that I turn psychotic, and solve them as cases unrelated to you. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion.
Akechi, why are we talking like this? Why are we going over everything we've ever done in, like, weird detail? It seems kind of odd. We don't really seem like the type to be bros to just kind of chat maliciously.
Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my pocket, keeping them in check was easy.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations, but flipping it made the negative press stronger. After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing. Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned.
Come on, do your evil laugh. I can feel you building to it.
The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister.
Bro, who wants to be Prime Minister? That's like a real job where you have to actually, like, do shit. I don't want to be Prime Billionaire or Trillionaire.
However, inauguration isn't my goal.
See, Okumura, he had the right fucking idea. Begins. Like, let's get fucking rich using this stuff.
I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
And that also begged the question, though, of like, so Okumura made it sound like he was contracting out Akechi to, like, do shit for him? And I just don't really see why Akechi would be doing that if he's working for the Shido guy. Now granted, I do fully expect Akechi to, like, backstab the Shido guy, because it just seems like there's no reason for him to be working for him, realistically. I mean, the only real motive I can see is that he wants to expose Shido himself and then, you know, be the most famous detective in history. I don't know if it's really something that simple or not.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
Like maybe, you know, have it say, oh, Shido was working with the Phantom Thieves and then expose him? Because I just don't see why Akechi would be helping this guy.
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me.
I was thinking maybe at first it's that Shido has his own powers and Akechi actually just can't deal with him. But I just feel like there's no reason for Akechi to... You know, he has all the power in this relationship.
And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided. That is my duty as the Chosen One. Your assistance has been very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly. When I become Prime Minister, I'll grant whatever wish you want.
With this most recent case, my name has become known across the country, perhaps even the world. Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could control people's hearts. I believe I'll lay low and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
I am thinking about the future, though.
Jazz on every corner. That's my wish.
Well, how do I put this?
Well, looks like things have finally settled down. Life's gonna get real busy for you starting tomorrow. Get some rest.
Well then.
He's trying to take it easy for today. What do you mean take it easy? Have to go to bed? Oh, you're back safe and sound? But even that's putting it too lightly. Had it rough in there. Nah, don't
Sorry.
He was after you after all along. I knew it was risky, but I had no choice to depend on him. Thanks to your tenacity, you were able to fool him. It's payback time. Let's make him regret underestimating the Phantom Thieves.
Remember how I hijacked your phone during the school trip? That kind of came in handy.
Did you do that? Which school trip? Outside.
Well, remember how I
put that wiretap app in Akechi's phone?
Oh yeah, this is you. I don't know why they wouldn't just explain this during the extremely long over-explaining section.
Basically, that let me see GPS info for 2 phones, yours and his. I'd be able to tell the precise moment Sai Nijima, who had your phone, ran into Akechi.
I think the GPS would be that accurate.
That's when I saw my chance, and beep, sent the signal to activate the metaverse
No,
navigator.
weren't we like underground too? What if that shit was just slightly off? You did it too early.
But there was a chance they'd just pass each other without saying a single word. That's why we needed you to tell Sai Nijima to show the phone to Akechi.
This plan still surprises me no matter how many times I hear it.
Still, I couldn't just directly hack into the metaverse nav. It's a mysterious app after all. But you know how it has that bookmark function? All you have to do is push the button.
I'll take your word for it. We don't actually interact with an app.
Making the phone think he was pushing that button was totally doable.
It was it?
Pretty good, huh?
I mean, okay. I mean, like, I don't need like a detailed explanation. I'm just annoyed that they were like, we'll tell you later. Especially considering, you know, they explained everything else in like very excruciating detail. And then the one thing that actually kind of needed to be a little explained because it goes against all the rules that we've established so far, they're like, you know, we'll tell you later, maybe.
So,
by the way, police reporting your death isn't going to show up at your school. No need to worry. Seems Prosecutor Nijima worked on some kind of deal with the higher-ups or something. I mean, they even haven't said anything to me, even. As long as you stay quiet, you'll be fine.
How do I put this?
I guess if they reported your death now, they'd basically be saying you were a Phantom Thief. They can't really go announce what the Phantom Thieves are, so I'm sure they'll avoid that. So wait, I do get free time. Is that what you're saying? It sounds like I'm getting free time. Which, I mean, I kind of expected because I literally don't think you can finish Haru's social link in the amount of time you have it from the deadline of Sai's Palace to when you first unlock her. I just don't think she's even available 10 times to rank up. She maybe is? But even then, it would be like expect you to talk to her literally every single time and always get a rank up, which seems like a bit much. But we will go ahead and call it here, and next time we will play and see if we do get free time or not. And if we don't, then we'll get to work. Okay, that was very odd. It like stuttered when we're in this area, and we haven't had stutters in a long time. I pretty much fixed it by just doing it really was, it's just uploading videos in the background are what causes my performance issues. I don't know who's to blame, whether it's like the game's innate, like DRM, or if it's the Xbox app's DRM, or maybe both of them on top of each other. For some reason, uploading a video and like messing with the internet connection turns the game's performance to shit, which is embarrassing. It should not work like that, at all. But, yeah, we'll figure out next time how this is gonna go for the last main story dungeon. I guess there's still all the royal stuff, which I don't really know how that's gonna work yet, but I'm interested in that, especially all the thing with like Kasumi and her sister. Seems like that's important. There's still also the question of like what's going on with Morgana, like that hasn't been addressed yet. Like what the hell you are, and all the stuff in Mementos, and why the hell you had that weird thing for Anne immediately. Like, you know, you're calling her Lady On, like, as soon as you met her. I've always thought was weird. But yeah, we'll end the video for real this time. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.